right, awesome. So now that the audience has gotten to know you a little bit better, we have an advice section, the advice segment. We'll have a fun name for this. These questions, by the way, I did not come up with. They're not mine. I won't tell you where exactly these questions are coming from.
Wait, what?
But these questions are not mine. We're gonna start with Dear Michael and Izzy.
Hang on. Were these questions that were designed for us, or are they just random questions?
That you then added Dear Michael and Izzy to.
These are random questions that I added Michael and Izzy to.
Okay. I was about to say, wow, if you are handpicking your interrogations like this.
you really went all out for the first episode.
Dear Michael and Izzy, I've been dating this guy for almost a year, and our anniversary is coming up soon. I've met someone else and want to end it. My question is, do I do it before or after the anniversary?
Hang on. I've met someone else. That's the only qualifier. What shocks me isn't the fact that it's like, yeah, I feel this real connection with this other person. Like the dynamics of the relationship just work better for both of us. It's just like, I met someone else. This is what the hell? What?
If someone's feeling that they want to move on from somebody else just because they met somebody else, they didn't add anything else, they just added that, as you're saying, Michael, that means like two major things. First off, that they like are subconsciously even wanting to get out of the relationship to begin with. If the second you're like, I met someone else, boom, I want to end it, that's like there's something else indicative going on there.
Yeah.
Sounds like a relationship I've had.
Two, if there isn't, Jesus Christ.
Been on the receiving end of, I should specify, not the person who met the other person.
Oof. Do you wanna tell that story?
Nah, keep going, Izzy.
You mean you don't want any more points, Michael? You'd get some pretty good points.
We'll get into it later. We'll get into it in the future, but for now.
But number two, if there isn't something else indicative going on in the relationship there, then whoever the person's dating, the guy that the person is dating, like, he needs to get out of there. Because if there isn't any problems in the relationship and his partner is saying, I met someone else and I want to end it, like, that's a pretty big switch. To the person that is actually asking the question, I would say before, because if you're saying you want, not you're having thoughts of ending it, right? There's a clear difference there. You say, I want to end it. Why stay longer unless you're having doubts about it? In which case, don't end it to begin with. But if you're having doubts and you want to end it, why wait even longer? That's not fair to you, and it's not fair to them, because then you just continue to be with them for a longer time in a relationship that is loveless, or at least one-sided. Like, why would you continue to stay in that relationship? Just end it. It's also worse after a year, right? Like, at that point, like, you reach the year milestone, like, it's even more heartbreaking. At least beforehand, you can be like, yeah, we didn't even make it to a year. But like,
that's exactly what I was gonna add. Was like, it'll be the, I was with this person for a year. A whole year. It's like, oh, don't be the one who lasted a year and then.
I have been on the receiving end of getting dumped and having a whole year. That's a nasty feeling, man. Yeah. Get it out before the end of the year.
Fuck it. Huge flex, break up on the anniversary. Huge flex.
Huge flex.
Big, yeah.
Mid-sex, just 1 year anniversary. One person says, I love you. I think we should see other people.
I'm just looking for the most creative ways to make fun of Izzy on this show, and
It's not hard. Just my existence is joke enough. Like, you're good. Making self-deprecating jokes until people realize I'm not joking. Dun, 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 dun.
We're gonna have to figure out the licensing with that song.
It was off
Dear
key and
Michael
was
and
made
Izzy,
up on the spot.
what's the biggest romantic gesture you've ever done?
The biggest romantic gesture we've ever given?
Like in real life or in a play?
In real life.
Oh, jeez. I guess we're both shitty boyfriends. No,
To any of my exes who are listening to this right now, why?
To any of my exes who are listening to this right now, thank you. I've learned so much from you. I mean that in a good way for the most part.
For the most part.
For the most part.
To any of my exes, I'll be real. I definitely fucked up some of those relationships. You guys, like,
I definitely fucked up some of my relationships. My God.
Totally on me.
If it get to the point where I would tell my parents I was dating someone new, and the first question wasn't like, oh, what's she like? Or is she Jewish? Like, it wasn't any of that. It was, are you sure? Except for my most recent girlfriend, we've since broken up, but like it was actually like a nice, healthy relationship. My other relationships weren't exactly good and healthy and, beneficial. They were short bursts of explosions that were either really nice in the moment or not, and ended in a dumpster fire, except for one of them, which we're still friends.
That passionate love, yeah.
Sure, let's go with that.
The candle that burns brightest.
Burns bright and then engulfs everything in flames. Romantic thing I've ever done. Michael, you go first. Like, I can't.
Why are you making me go first?
Because I'm trying to figure out a romantic thing I did that was like actually really nice and romantic. Because a lot of times I would like plan to do stuff and then we'd break up before it could happen. Ooh. And so like I couldn't actually do. So I can't be like, I had planned this beautiful picnic day out and we were going to go to the mountains and it was going to be great. Only to be like, yeah, we broke up 2 weeks before I had plans. Like that's not a good romantic thing.
Well, here's something that's like potentially in the getting deep side of things. If I were to say something not off the top of my head, because we've been thinking about it for a couple minutes, but the thing that occurs to me first would be a set of playlists I made for a person that I think were pretty thoughtful playlists, which sounds so lame. Like, I'm a 21-year-old person. I've had the chance to go on a few hikes with people, but one of the things that
let's just say he's gone on a few hikes with people.
I've gone a bunch of hikes. I do love a good hike.
Yeah.
There's so much more innuendo than there needs to be on the word hike every time you both just said it. My God.
Well, I mean, it depends. It depends. But my point is, I was told once that that was a cause for frustration for what was a very good relationship of mine, because of the degree to which we communicated was something new for me. But this person told me once, like, he was like, I feel like on the day-to-day we have something wonderful, but like I'd love if you like took me on a date and like did such an like if we did something that was specifically, because we didn't make a habit of like, oh, let's go to a restaurant, I'll get you flowers, And at first, I liked to brush it off as the like, oh, I'm a pragmatic, like I'm just a solid person to be with on the day to day. But like that type of, yes, it is, that aspect of a relationship is essential. Being able to have that connection with a person where you want to be around them in a casual context on the day to day. But that was something big that I learned as well, is that it's most of the time, I'd say it's important to have some form of gesture. It's important to invest in like these romantic moves, if not just because like it's a good thing to do and it demonstrates to the person that they are specifically special more than simply a friend with an element of physical intimacy. Like that I'd say is a big thing. Also, in terms of the psychology of it, like surprises, what's the word I'm looking for? Surprises keep people engaged more. Like that's simply a good way to keep someone's interest, is to surprise them every once in a while in a with a fun surprise. If
Not
you
like
if you want to be a cynic,
umbilical cord dripping in the
right?
like Izzy's fucking face.
Not a like
What?
greeting out the door with a
No, no,
knife.
no, 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 no,
Nothing
no,
like
no,
that.
no, 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 no. We're not gonna move past this. Like we did not just hear those words.
Ryan, I'm gonna
Michael,
criticize you for putting that
Michael
imagery in my
Tricka
head.
says you always need to have a surprise. And your first thing,
always,
your
but-
first comment, I don't mean like a string of comments. I mean the first comment, everyone here can hear this, was about an umbilical
Jeez.
cord.
Get
Why?
taken to task. I don't know why my brain works the
I was
way.
like, yeah, where'd that come
Drink,
from?
motherfucker, drink.
Okay, fuck, I should.
That's not a sip. That's a kill the beer and think about what you've done.